She is bold and brave, and she won't back down. Let's give it up for Dr. Suzanne Humphries. Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Thank you. All right, okay. Well, thank you for all the love and all the prayers. Lord knows we needed it. The Tommies and myself, thank you. And I just want to say that I know that none of my friends who are doing this would have backed down if they were under the same conditions, and I'm no different. We are all in this together, and none of us are going to back down, no matter what is said to us. All right. So I have a pretty detailed talk to give you today. So I'm giving this talk specifically because I have been criticized by pediatricians, specifically because they say, Hib is gone. Pneumococcus is not even a problem anymore in the pediatric population, thanks to these bacterial vaccines that we're giving. And for a long time, I thought, okay, well, I'll just stick to the other vaccines for a while, the ones I really know about. But today, this is the first time I'm talking about the potentially, and I mean potentially, invasive bacterial diseases of childhood and those vaccines. And by the end of this talk, I hope that you will all have a greater understanding for the truth and then the larger truth around there, and be empowered to talk to people when those people say the same thing to you. Well, Hib is gone. Well, is it? Are children more healthy? Let's see. So I titled this talk, The Whack-A-Mole Vaccine Game. And most people here are probably familiar with the whack-a-mole game, or at least understand the concept. And that is usually a carnival, an arcade game, where these little moles pop up out of holes and you have to get this hammer and hit them. And if you hit a lot of them, you get high points. So imagine now we're out on a golf course, and say there were real-life moles. And the groundskeeper would want to have all of the mole heads up at the same time and be able to kill the poor things and whack them all at the same time. And that would be how he would envision getting rid of them. So, say it was possible to get rid of all of those moles. Would the space below that ground fill in with something good? Would it fill in with something worse? So were the moles doing something to benefit that ecosystem? Today we're going to look at this in terms of the potentially invasive bacterial species of microbes that can be associated with meningitis, otitis, blood infections, and pneumonia. Would we be better off without these microbes? If the vaccines worked 100%, killing their targets, and let's just fantasize for a minute here and say they were totally harmless, would those vaccines actually benefit humanity? The facts I'm going to show you today regarding the bacterial diseases and what's happened since vaccinating can also be applied to several of the viral vaccines, but I don't have time to cover all of that today. But just know that it can be applied to influenza, to measles, and others. So when Roman and I wrote Dissolving Illusions, we gained a deeper understanding of how community health could rise or fall in the face of changes in the environment. Changes like sanitation, clean water, better birthing practices, and overall hygiene. Changes in individual and community health can go in either direction, even today, even in America, based on economy, war, famine, and technology. One element of community health that's not often discussed is the shared microbiome. As most of you know, microbes are part of our immune system, and they protect us as well as invade us. depending on how the various layers of the immune system are functioning.